Welcome to the Comcast Business Voice Edge desktop app training. This video provides an overview of the desktop app and will go through the process of signing in and setting up the app. This will cover the overview of all the settings and available features. It looks at various aspects of call management, including effective handling of incoming and outgoing calls, call waiting, seamless call transfers, and creating three-way conference calls. It will also demonstrate how to manage the voicemail system and retrieve messages, call history features, creating contacts, a review of conference calling, setting up the conference call, and screen sharing overview. Lastly, educating on the on-demand learning videos and the 24/7 dedicated customer support. To use the Comcast Business desktop application, the primary or services manager must verify that the phone being used is a unified communication seat. After verifying, download the app by visiting business.comcast.com and clicking on the Support tab. From there, scroll down and click on Voice located in the Services section. Once the page loads, click on Business Apps, and then select Voice Edge Desktop App. Click on Explore the Voice Edge Desktop app to download the application for the desired operating system. Once the app is downloaded, a primary or services manager will need to add each user's email address to their Voice Edge phone in Business My Account. Once the phone is assigned to a user, the user will need to look for an email from Comcast with Activate Now in the subject line. Complete the steps shown after clicking the activation link to create the account. The activation link is only valid for 48 hours. After the 48 hours, the primary or services manager will need to send a new invitation. Once the user's account is activated, the user will need to log in with the email and password created to use the application. Once logged into the app, the main landing page will be displayed. There are 4 icons in the top left quadrant for calls represented by a phone icon, voicemail shown as 2 reels, contacts illustrated with a book with a person, and conference indicated by an icon of people. Continuing down the home page is Settings, marked with a gear icon. In the bottom left corner is a feedback button symbolized by a paper airplane. Using this feature provides feedback directly to application developers. Towards the top middle of the screen, if favorites have been set up, they are represented by a circle with initials. The next feature is the E911 address, shown as a location icon with 911 inside. When working from home or an alternate location, make sure to enter the correct address. The active dropdown in the top right, represented by a circle with initials, has some additional settings for the phone. The active menu will be reviewed in just a few moments. In the upper right-hand corner is a notifications bell. If there is a red dot, it means that there's been recent activity since last checked, such as missed calls or a voicemail that hasn't been listened to. At the bottom right are the audio settings, symbolized by a loudspeaker and microphone icon. Click on the microphone and speaker to change the audio devices quickly. In the middle of the screen is the call history. Click on the blue phone icon to dial a recent call or click the 3 dots for more options. Let's review the settings menu that is located on the bottom left-hand corner of the app, marked with a gear icon. This allows for customization of preferences for a personalized experience. Looking at the audio settings, represented by a headset, there are various options for audio sources for managing phone calls, for example, a microphone, headset, or computer audio. Toggle the ringer on or off to audibly hear a ring through the selected audio source when an incoming call is received. Multiple audio sources may be enabled to ring simultaneously. Additionally, the ringtone can be enabled or disabled when receiving a primary or secondary call. The next setting in the settings menu is Phones, represented by a phone icon. Additional phone numbers may be added here, enabling another phone to ring simultaneously with the desktop app. The incoming call settings, represented by a phone icon with an arrow pointing towards the phone, displays device selections that may be toggled on or off to ring simultaneously with the desktop app. Outgoing calls are represented by a phone icon with an arrow pointing away from the phone. An alternate device to originate all outbound calls may be selected here. Alternate devices are added in the Phone section of the Settings menu. Click the drop-down to select the device, such as a desk or mobile phone. The next feature in the settings menu is voicemails, shown as 2 reels. Features include adjusting the number of rings before a caller will be sent to voicemail. Another very useful feature is email notifications. By toggling email notifications on, a user can receive an email notification of a new voicemail to the email address specified. These email notifications may optionally attach an audio file, a transcript of the voicemail, or both. Voicemails may be stored in the desktop app inbox or received via email as an audio file only. The Conferences Settings section, indicated by an icon of people, is where to adjust whether to play sounds when participants join or leave a conference. Participants may optionally be muted upon entry to a conference. A user can enter *6 to unmute themselves. Additionally, if needed, the app can be set to the default settings by clicking Reset App Settings depicted by a refresh icon.